morning and welcome. My name is Lori Dannemiller. I'm the manager of Denver Parks and Recreation, and I want to thank all the elected officials here today, community members, Denver City staff, and some DPS friends and staff that we have here today in the announcement of exciting development and the expansion of our recreation system. And what you'll hear about today is just one way that the mayor and the department is committed to providing healthy recreational opportunities to our kids and our citizens of all ages. This mayor is committed to providing accessible and up-to-date recreation facilities for the well-being of our citizens throughout Denver. I'm so proud to be standing here with him today. So please welcome your mayor, Michael B. Hancock.
Thank you, Lori. Listen, we're going to make this very quick. We're building a rec center. Thank you very much. I am pleased to announce today that Denver is moving forward with the design and construction of the Central Denver Recreation Center. Pretty exciting, huh? You know, thanks to the creativity and collaboration of several city agencies, our dream of a rec center in the heart of our great city will soon become a reality. After almost a decade of planning and preparing, of listening to the community, of working with stakeholders, of getting our feet firmly on the ground after the recession, I am proud that we are able to deliver one of the biggest and most state-of-the-art recreation facilities in our system. This center will serve people of all ages with a variety of programs, activities, and amenities. And as with all the rec centers in the city of Denver, it will be free to all school-aged children in our city as part of the wildly successful My Denver program that we launched 10 months ago. The new Central Denver Recreation Center is going to be a great benefit for this community and for all of Denver residents. As part of the planning to get us to this announcement today, Parks and Recreation asked potential users what type of amenities they'd like to see here in this facility. Now, based on the feedback we received, our initial plans include an indoor leisure and lap pool that can host competitive events. And I'm not just talking about everyday events. This pool will be able to host competitive events, and who knows, maybe we'll discover the next Missy Franklin right here at the Central Denver Rec Center. Now, we'll also include a large fitness training area, a multi-court gymnasium, multi-purpose classroom, child care, toddler area, and a large exercise room in addition to many other amenities. Now, that's just what our preliminary plans call for, because we still have more community engagement that we want to do as we get into the design of this facility. But we're talking about a 60,000 square foot facility with usable space across 2 floors. I think we're even talking about a rooftop deck where we can watch the Colorado sunset in the summertime. Now, listen, I want to thank the president of Denver Public Schools Board of Education, Happy Haynes, for joining us today. Yes, one of our great leaders, as well as Board of Education member Mike Johnson. We appreciate both of them being here because we are working closely with Denver Public Schools to see how we can leverage this facility to better support our children, particularly the young people who are close to this facility here at East High School. Now, the new facility is estimated to cost about $25 million. Now, this is the best part about this. And I hope, this is the best part of it. I almost got in trouble. I am proud to say that we've come up with a way to fund this project without any new debt or any additional burden on the taxpayers of Denver. This city will apply proceeds from the sale of the Market Street Station, which will finance the majority of the cost to construct the new recreation center. The remaining amount will be supplemented by cash in the city's Tabor Special Revenue Fund. That's a simple way of explaining what we're trying to do. And I brought probably the smartest person in Colorado with me today, our Chief Financial Officer, Carrie Kennedy, here to answer any direct, very tough questions that are above my pay grade on how we're going to finance this facility. But before we wrap up, I want to thank the many folks that have worked steadily over the past several years, past decade, to get us here today. First, we always have to thank the Denver voters who have been stalwart supporters of a facility and programming that will help our families and children maintain healthy, active lifestyle that Denver is so well known for. I also want to thank Lori Miller and her staff. And I want to thank Carrie Kennedy, our Chief Financial Officer, and the Finance Department, who listened to a mayor say, let's find a way to get this done. And they did, and we thank you, Carrie Kennedy and the finance staff. And to Public Works, who is managing our Better Denver Bond program, and for their extraordinary leadership and stewardship on the Better Denver Bond program. Finally, I want to extend a special big thanks to my former partner and colleague on City Council. I'm now her former partner and colleague, but we worked together on the Better Denver Bond program. We led up the negotiating team on the Better Denver Bond program representing City Council. But Councilwoman Robb has been an absolute strong advocate for this recreation center since the East Colfax plan back in 2003. And so I want to thank her, and I want all of her constituents to know she never stopped fighting to bring this recreation center to this area part of town. And we must also thank Councilman Brooks, who in his very eloquent way stepped in after being elected in 2011 and picked up the baton and continued to talk about and to advocate for the importance of bringing this recreation center to this part of town. So to Councilman Brooks, thank you for your leadership as well. I think all of you, I'm sure, want to hear from both of these great leaders here in Denver. So why don't we just bring up Councilwoman Robb first to have a few words.
Well, as my kids used to say when they went to East High School, Mayor, you are the bomb. I can remember when Councilman Brooks and I were sitting in his office maybe 6 or 7 months ago when we had finally negotiated to buy the final piece of this site just to our south. And we said, we gotta figure out a way. And we were proposing all sorts of things that aren't half as great as the proposal we have today. So thank you, whole team, Carrie Kennedy, this is great. You may notice that my eyes are watering. Tears of joy, a little wind. This is truly a dream come true. I keep pinching myself. I just can't believe it. It is so wonderful to look at all of your faces and know how many of you, really, thanks for coming out. We're involved with the East Colfax plan. I opened the plan this morning, and the first page, of course, is all the neighborhoods that were involved. And frankly, I forgot how many of them there were in the business associations. It's just so exciting, and I know you share my excitement. The idea really came up. I think we were sitting at one of those tables where you have the colored markers and you color on maps all the time during a planning process. And now it's here. This whole area in the plan was envisioned as the community civic heart of East Colfax. And this is, you know, if the Lowenstein was the catalyst project, I look at this rec center as the culmination project. It's going to be a place for seniors, for the GLBT community members, for East High School students, for families in central Denver and throughout Denver, and accessible, very accessible, sitting on a great transit site. Well, I have tried to claim this site as part of District 10. I have to admit, it's not in my district. I didn't even get it in the redistricting, but anyway. I have been blessed to work with stellar colleagues, and I do want to recognize my council friend at large, Robin Kanish, who's here. I sit by Robin on the dais, and she, as well as 12 other members, have seen me take every opportunity to get a dig in about, and when are we going to fund the rec center? Anyway, I've been blessed to work with other District 8 colleagues. I don't see Elbert Wedgeworth, and of course, not Carla Madison, but they were great mentors and partners, and Albus Brooks as well, a great supporter. I think when I first met Albus, his words were, "We got to build that rec center." So I'm going to turn it over to him.
Well, I didn't think we'd have as good as news as the Broncos winning last night, but we do. We do. This project is much more than just a center for recreation. It's a hub for community vibrancy and a true neighborhood assets for generations to come, as I see the little kids here. It's awesome. And you know, nothing significant happens in our city without intentional collaboration. And it's hard. It's sometimes frustrating. We leave the negotiation tables fighting, but the outcomes consistently exceed our expectations. And I guarantee you, this project will exceed all your expectations. You know, we mentioned a little bit collaboration and community. This community right here in South City Park, City Park West, along Colfax, is one of the most engaged, bright, intellectual communities I've ever been a part of, and it's just been fun. They were bringing ideas to us, all kind of cool ideas to fund this Central Denver Rec Center. So I want to say thank you to you guys. I want to say thank you to the mayor. Our mayor is not a show horse; he's a workhorse. And I will say right now that, you know, in the history of Denver, I don't think we've ever seen a mayor really put the shovel to the ground and make things happen. So I just want to thank you, Mayor, for making this a reality. And I want to thank the mayor's staff. Yeah, give it up for the mayor right now. Even though he's cold. But we can't be cold because the Broncos looked good and warm last night. Okay. I want to thank the mayor's staff real quick, and someone who didn't get mentioned, but we beat up all the time, and she takes a lot of abuse from us, is Sky Stewart, who kept putting these meetings together. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Lori. We beat you up pretty good, too, but thank you for having the willingness to continue to meet with us. Carrie Kennedy, brilliant. Thank you for coming up with an incredible, complex financial plan for this rec center. And then Councilwoman Robb is smart, tenacious. She is like this little pit bull, you know, on this subject. I mean, it's like, okay, we're going to get it done, but dang, don't beat us up every day over it. So we're really excited about that. And last but not least, my predecessor, Carla Madison. I have a little list in my office of things that she wanted to get done that she hadn't got done. And so if you can picture, not me, but her right next to me, her red hair, some kind of crazy outfit, and her just the biggest smile. Thank you so much, Carla. We appreciate it. And now to our partner, I want to bring up just a tremendous asset for this city, incredible institutional knowledge. I want to bring up our school board member, Happy Haynes.
Thank you so much. This is a very exciting day, and I want the members of council to know that you weren't the only ones that Jeannie was reminding constantly about the need. But I want to say thank you, Jeannie, to you. Early on in this process, she called Denver Public Schools and said, "This is a golden opportunity. Please come to the table. Let's think about what this could mean for our students and the opportunities we have to do some very unique partnerships to help serve our students as an integral part of this community." And so thank you, Jeannie, for that incredible spirit of cooperation. I want to give a shout out to my new colleague, Mike Johnson, who is going to be as fierce an advocate for getting this done and for this partnership, Jeannie, as you have been. Thank you to the mayor, and thanks to your leadership when you talk about the children who will be served here. It includes children from this age, from before school age, really, our ECE youngsters, and I'm so pleased to hear that there will be a toddler center, that there will be a presence in this new facility for the youngest amongst us so that they can begin to understand what it means to be active, engaged citizens at a very, very, very early age. That we think this is a very exciting opportunity to partner again with the city, and in this, there are so many places across this this community, from our partnership in early childhood education to each of the schools around the parks. I want to thank my good friends Scott Gilmore and Lori and Aaron Brown for the continued partnerships we've had, because you know what it's about, and the really biggest thanks here today go to our citizens. They voted for these bonds. They voted for it the first time. They've kept the pressure up on Jeannie and the mayor to say, we gave you the first funds, let's finish this deal, and their vision is why we're all here. And so I think it's a pleasure for us to recognize that we're all serving the same folks in our communities, and we're going to do the very best job we can. I want to give a shout out to the principal of East High School, Andy Mendelsberg, who's here. He's so excited, and I know he will be a great partner in this process. Standing right behind him is David Supas, our Chief Operating Officer, who was here early, Jeannie, in response to your call, and helping to figure out how we could make this work. And I see Will Lee Ashley, our Chief of Staff for the district. We're all here to work hand in hand with all of you, with the city, to get this done for our citizens. They've actually quieted, Mayor, but I heard the dogs back here barking, and I know they're upset because what this means is we're going to have to find another spot for them. But we appreciate them holding it down for us until this great day. So thank you again for all of your great partnership.
So Carrie, why don't you come on up here, and we'll open it up for Q&A now if there are some questions, and we won't take any from the gallery back there. Are there any questions? Yes?
Where's the new dog park going to go?
You know, one of the things that we want to do is, again, have more community input, and obviously one of the things that I've shared with the team is that if we can create the opportunity for our dogs here as well with the rec center, we'll do that as much as we can. So we're going to work hard to make that happen. That you are standing next to the most expensive dog park in the history of America, by the way. Any other questions? Okay, get out of this way. Thank you all so very much. And congratulations, Central Denver.